feel unconditional love within me, and so that's just something that I can't just hate somebody and just like talk down on them, because I feel like that makes me know better. Because like Shanice said, God says don't judge nobody. That's his job. He'll do what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? God will handle whatever he sees fit for that person. It gets so bad to the point where God be like, all right, since you want to play, I bet you your feelings gonna be so hurt you ain't gonna never want to talk to that person ever again. You be like, dang.
I know, it's so hard, because sometimes you go back to that person until you hate them, and that's not healthy.
Exactly.
Hi you guys, it's your girl Keaira, and I'm back with another video. Welcome back to Enter Inner Thoughts with Keaira podcast. It's been a minute, y'all. Ooh, and I got the title right on the first try. We love that for us. As y'all can see, I have a special guest next to me. Of course, you know I got my bestie here with me. I wanted her to do this topic with me for comfort purposes, and also because she can relate to the topic as well. But you want to introduce yourself for the ones that are new here that may not know who you are?
My name is Shanice.
Yes, and so it's my bestie Shanice. And so today our topic is going to be about grief. So we're going to go over like 3 different things. So it's grief over relationships, family, and friendships. Which one do you want to start off with first?
Let's do friendships.
Okay, period. We was thinking the same thing. So whenever you say like grieving over friendships, like what do you think about whenever you think about grieving over a friendship, like over like the loss of losing that friend, and like do you grieve over even the ones that was even a short period of time?
Yeah, because sometimes you think of the friendships that you had previously and all the good things that happened.
Yeah.
And like it's a reason why a friendship ended. Yeah. But you don't really dwell on those bad things.
Yeah. Like what do you mean by the bad things?
Like, let's see. So let's just say, so I had a friend. So a couple years ago, we were like really good friends. We met at work, and we just kicked it off. She got this boyfriend. Things changed. We were supposed to move in together, and then we signed a contract to move in 5 months before, and then a month before, she's like, I don't think I want to move in no more. I don't think we should do it anymore.
Like just randomly, did she give you a reason?
She said because she didn't want to live in Edmond. But it's been 5 months. You just now saying that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So I just didn't even text her back. I did.
It be like that though sometimes, because sometimes you just gotta let people, because it's just like, wow, like that was, out of all the things that you could have said, you could have gave me the actual reason versus making up something. Because out of all that 5 months, why you just now saying you didn't want to move to Edmond? If that was the case, we could have looked somewhere else to move. But instead, you, in reality, really didn't want to. And it honestly, it was like, you probably been like, cool that she was okay with not wanting to live together anymore. But it was just a simple fact of,
she waited so long.
Yeah.
And at that time, I was, I needed to find a place off of campus because I was just about to graduate. And so because I was living in the dorms, we were supposed to move like October. I was moving off I had to be off campus by December. So I wanted something earlier so I wasn't like moving while I was doing finals and doing like graduation stuff. So I wanted to move early. Yeah. So, but I ended up moving without her. So it worked out.
Yeah, everything. That's what you said. Everything happens for a reason. So it's just like, even though because in moments we be wanting to try to like that would have been easier. You know, we'd be thinking about money wise, like, oh, I can save this much money, you can split it in half, and all this other things. But then it's just like, now that you live by yourself, for how long you been living by yourself? Been 3 years?
It's been some years, yeah. Even in like living in my dorm, I lived by myself too.
Yeah.
I didn't have a roommate.
Yeah. And so I noticed, like, even whenever I wanted to live with people to make it easier on me, or to where it was like I could split a bill in half or something like that, then I realized I actually enjoy being by myself.
Honestly,
yeah,
I'm so used to being by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like this morning,
yeah,
I sometimes I just don't be talking.
yeah. This is facts. Yeah, me neither, honestly, because I'm used to nobody being here. One person I talk to is RJ.
Yeah, man, I talk to myself sometimes. That's about it.
Yeah, facts. I do that too. Yeah, yeah. But those are the best conversations, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
You solve a lot of things talking to yourself.
Yeah. But like grieving a friend, like I missed the things that we used to do with each other.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
It was most definitely fun. We had some good vibes. It's crazy looking back at photos that you guys took with that person.
Yes.
And you remember how much of a good time it was.
Yes, that'd be crazy. It'd be the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures where you go back and you be like, wow, like we had a good relationship. But it was just like, sometimes what I've noticed is that I always would try to be careful with like those are like really, really happy moments, to the point where it's just like it makes me want to forget about the bad moments, or about the real reason of why we even stopped talking in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So then I see you get caught up in like that moment of when y'all did have a good time, to the point where you kind of sometimes go against what you know you're not supposed to do. Like, yes, y'all had good times, but that doesn't mean that y'all have to rekindle or be friends or be buddy again or hang out again. Like, y'all can be cordial, y'all can say hi, you know, different things like that. Like, keep it very what is it called whenever they say if it's not your friend, it's platonic, not platonic, what is the word, like cordial?
Cordial, just associate.
Associates. Yes. Like associates. Like y'all are associated with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just not acquainted with each other. Like,
mm-hmm.
y'all don't have to be around each other like y'all used to be. It's just
mm-hmm.
like that person was in your life at that season, at that time that you needed them. Because a lot of times we be on the same journey at one point. Like, we meet people whenever we're within that same path together,
mm-hmm.
and then usually either eventually you move on, y'all start to be on different roads. It's not that they're on the wrong path and you're on the right path. It's just that sometimes people are just not able to. Some of us go faster than others, and that's okay. Like, everybody goes at their own pace of where they're at in life. And so I feel like whenever we lose friendships, it's because that person may not have fully been ready to grow past something, you know, that the other person wasn't, that has already grown from. It's like, no, I can't do that no more. Like, for
mm-hmm.
example, like, it's so crazy. I got a reading, and I, you know, back in the day, I feel like that sometimes I probably like drama, but for the most part I didn't really like it. It wasn't something that I intentionally brought towards myself.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that I would be around people that actually lives in that, like, oh, like, you like to play with fire, like, oh, you like to stick your finger in the fire, and you like to watch your finger be burned and then be okay with it. And with me, I'm like, oh, nah, I'm cool. Like, I don't want to get burnt that long. Like, that's crazy. Like, you can smell your flesh. Like, no, thank you. Like, I'm cool. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But then you don't realize it, because in that moment where y'all are at, just I can't think of the word. Just mentally, emotionally, like, where y'all are at in life, just growth wise, mindset wise. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, your mindset, like y'all both may be on that same wavelength of being immature or being childish or being a little mean, a little catty, talking about people, like engaging in drama, engaging in just, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's so different,
mm-hmm.
because at some friendships we just talk about people all the time.
Yeah,
we really talk about people.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And that's a real friendship to me, because
yeah.
it's like, I don't want to sit there and talk about people all day.
Yeah.
Like, I want to talk about what we gonna do with growing ourselves, making money, like traveling, just living life, or just even talking about real life stuff. Like, how are you doing today? Like, I want to know, like, mental checkups, like those type of. That's the type of relationship that me and Shanice has. Like, it's like if we talking about somebody, then something is happening in that moment, right then and there. Not like, yeah, no.
Yeah. We're just not talking about random people like, ugh, she looking ugly and stuff like that. No, that's not us.
No. It's more of like for instance, like for example, we was at this club, y'all. We was at this hole in the wall. I can't even tell y'all the name of where we was at, but baby, we was
the
at
Lavish
that hole.
Lounge.
It was what?
Lavish Lounge.
Oh, the Lavish Lounge. Oh, well, it wasn't nothing lavish about it, okay? But I would shut up because they probably watching this. But it wasn't nothing lavish about it. No, I'm not gonna shut up because I'm gonna be honest. It's a vibe. Don't get me wrong. You bring your own bottle. You know what I'm saying? You smoke your own ganja. You know, even if it's cigarettes, or just mostly ganja.
I think it was hookah.
Oh yeah, hookah.
All of that.
Yeah, they had hookah.
They had
there.
everything.
Yeah, but
bring around everything.
Y'all, but that beat was hitting so hard that them hookah things was like vibrating, about to fall off the thing. And Shanice just having a good time, and I was like, "Bro, move." And she was like, "Huh?" I said, "Bro, move real quick." And I said, "Look." And they said, brr, brr. Do you just see him bumping up? And she was like, "Oh, like yeah, nah," because she clumsy, y'all, and
The thing was, I was soaking. It's this girl. She just kept on throwing her ass in our faces.
Yeah,
I just got so irritated, so I was trying to move out the way.
Insert video. I low-key got a video, I'm not gonna lie. Without unintentionally, I low-key got a video. And it wasn't on purpose. I just was recording the people that we were with, and she just happened to be within the video. But
yes, because every time I moved myself from there. She moved the hookah over so she could step in front of me to throw her ass in my face.
Yeah, that was.
What's up,
man? But we're gonna back on topic though. But just more of the story is that we're just saying, like, whenever we around each other and we do what we do, it's all vibes, it's all laughs. Sometimes we cry, sometimes we don't talk, like she said, and we just chill and we just be in each other's presence, So it's just like, I don't know. I feel like grieving friendships. It is hard though. Like sometimes some people go through it rougher because sometimes you can have these 10 long year relationships with somebody and they did something. They probably been doing something. To be quite honest with you, they probably been doing something that whole 10 years that y'all been friends. It's just that you reached a place in your life where you finally decided to move past something, and you realize that your friend is still stuck there, and you just like, okay. Sometimes you don't even have to necessarily drift apart for them. Sometimes you just need distance. You just need to leave space to allow them to do what they're doing, to where you can continue doing what you're doing. And y'all may come back together or y'all may not, So it just all depends. I feel like accept whenever God is removing a friend out of your life, for sure. Just accept it. Like, yes, it may suck, but at the end of the day, he's doing it because you need more space for somebody that is like-minded where you're at right now in your journey that you're on. And gratefully, me and Shanice, 3 years strong, have been able to go through the journey together versus having to be apart and all that different type of stuff. So it's you can have friends that go along the journey with you, and then there's some people that just don't, and that's okay. That's okay,
Yeah, some people are just meant to be short term, and it's nice because even if it wasn't what you thought was the relationship was going to be, you learn something. You pick something from it.
Yes. That's the number one thing. Like, what did I learn out of this? Like, what did they help me see better in? Or, because sometimes we may think negative about something, and then you have a friend that come in your life to help you have a whole different perspective on life and help you be able to. So sometimes they push you to be better too. Honestly, whenever they leave out of your life, it leaves it because sometimes they do tell you things about yourself and remind you of who you are. So yeah, you learn for sure. It's always a lesson in losing someone for sure.
Yeah. That's so true. Like, even like grieving over like I think grieving from family is so hard.
Yeah, that's the no.
'Cause
boy.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, what do you have to say? Because, I mean, I feel like they know a brief, you know?
Yeah,
We talked about it a little bit. We haven't really had a topic on it.
True.
Yeah.
True. Man, grieving, like I'm still grieving.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be grieving for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just been 2023. Hasn't been that long.
Yeah. It hasn't been.
2 years.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. This year will be 2 years. Wow, friend. Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And even though it has been 2 years, sometimes I feel like the same day that he passed away. Like, if y'all haven't known, you didn't watch the other video, my dad passed away in March of 2023 from leukemia. It was a hard process for me to do. Like, I try to just snap back and just go back to work and do everything regularly. I have my breakout sessions in the bathroom and cry.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
I would never know.
Oh,
that.
you did?
No. No, I always thought that no, for real though, because that's how we met, y'all, at work. She no longer works there anymore, but we met there. Like, I trained her. So whenever they had, I think I had just first got into training, a little bit back into training, and they had told me, like, that somebody had passed away, that your dad had passed away in your family, just to let me know, because whenever you come back, to just understand, to just be patient and all that type of stuff. But I would have never known that you was crying in the bathroom, bro.
Every day.
Yeah, because she came right back, y'all, like, after the funeral. I think you stayed home for how many days? I don't even think you stayed home, did you?
I went work the next day.
Yeah.
Because it's just my work ethic my dad had. I didn't think he would appreciate me taking off just for him. Because he would be like, Niecy, go back to work. What you doing? There's money to be made. You got all these bills.
Yeah.
He was that's the type of man he was.
Yeah, she got that money, girl.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he went back to work like maybe 4 days after having hip surgery.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you act a lot like your dad.
Yeah.
You act just like that, man, because it's crazy. Because, boy, y'all, she'll just go to work, boy. I'll be like, Shanice, why are you here? She's like, oh, just, like she just said, like, he not going to want me to stay at home. So I feel that, yeah.
Go work through it. But I think what really helped me, like, actually grieve is to actually feel it. Because I was trying to block my feelings and not actually feel it. And it just made it worse. It's just prolonged my grieving process. Like, yeah, I have my ups and downs, but it's not as bad as it was before.
Let's switch mics.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. Because I can just talk into it like this.
Okay, yeah. But it's not like this? Okay. Yeah, it's not as bad as it was before. Like, I used to wake up, cry, go to work, cry between calls. No lie.
Dang, bro, that's crazy.
I was able to fake it. I was able to fake it really well.
You was, that's facts. That's facts, yeah, because I would have never, I'm being so serious, y'all. Is that whenever you be real close to your computer? Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
That's why I kept some tissues on my desk. I don't really talk to nobody either.
Okay. You didn't. No, you didn't.
Not at first.
So you feel like once you started to allow yourself to feel through it, it allowed you to be able to, when did you feel like that you finally decided to push through? Does that make sense? Like, allow yourself to actually feel it versus just numbing yourself and pushing it to the back of your mind.
Crazy part, it took me a couple months to do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it didn't happen like right at that time. Like, maybe because he passed away in March, it maybe until like July I started really like grieving properly.
Oh, okay. July of 2024.
July of 2023.
Oh, 2023. Okay.
Yeah, I started properly. Actually, taking the days off I need to. because I was not giving myself time. That's the thing, is you gotta give yourself time. You gotta take some mental health days.
Yes.
Mental health days are so important.
Yes.
Because, like, in the line of business that we work in, we hear a lot of grieving.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And a lot of cries and
Man.
a lot of anger.
Yes, sorrow, just boy.
Yes. And then I feel like it amplifies it.
Yes.
Too, because sometimes you can see yourself in their position.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm able to relate in so many ways of how they feel and what they feel like they're losing or or missing out on in life. So
right.
I feel that because it's just like, man, like you just wish that you could have just like one more moment with them before they had transitioned over and passed over. Because recently with me, of course you already know, like I feel like I've been going through a lot of funerals lately. Because I feel like last year was my grandmother's funeral. That was in 2024. Recently my uncle of, not last year, no, that was actually, that was in 2024, that I had left. We was on Juan's team. That was in 2024, 2023.
Yeah, the beginning of the year.
Dang, so the same thing happened again. So basically, the beginning of 2024, my grandmother had passed away, and then the beginning of 2025, so it was in 2024, the end of 2024, going into 2025, on Christmas Day, my uncle had passed away, but I didn't find out until the 28th, is whenever they had told us, and honestly, that was like a moment where I didn't react, to be quite honest with y'all. Like, I was very numb, is the best word to put it. And then I didn't want to believe it. I didn't feel like it was real. Like, I was just like, oh, they're going to call me back and just tell me, they was able to do whatever they was able to do at the hospital, and we gonna go down there probably to go visit him and be able to talk to him and be like, bro, I need you to get your life together. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes,
just have that talk
it don't
with him.
sound real.
Yes, like, it just be like, bro, like, don't do that to me ever again. But it sadly didn't happen that way. It was real. It was real life, and I had to go to Las Vegas. I know y'all seen I think I posted that vlog. No, actually, yes, I did. The vlog where I went to go see my family, my Las Vegas vlog. We had to go to my uncle's funeral out there. And I think a lot of people thought that my uncle just lived in Las Vegas, and it's just like, no, like my papa and them lives out there, so I actually have like family out there in Las Vegas. So that was a very tough funeral. The wait was crazy. The wait was just like, for the first time, that was the first time I was able to stand over a casket without bawling and being able to breathe too. Because that's whenever I learned I had panic attacks whenever my Uncle Charles had passed away, and I think that was I don't quote me, I don't know when that was, but it's been a while. But that's whenever I learned I had panic attacks and all that type of stuff, and I didn't even know what that stuff was until he had passed away, and I was like, why do I feel like this? Like, my chest felt like it was caving in. I couldn't breathe. I had to go outside. I couldn't even like sit in the funeral. Like, it was just overwhelming. But recently, this time around, the funeral was hard. I didn't realize that it was that hard until I got up to speak. That's whenever I knew, like, oh, bro, this is real. Like, this is like, we're about to go put him in the ground, bro. Like, this is the last time we're gonna see his body or be able to like look at him. Like, that was like the feeling of that. It was like anger, sadness, but then also like peace too at the same time, which is kind of hard to explain because it's just like, whenever I say peace, a lot of times, since I have grown to get to have peace in my life, I have a different understanding now whenever it comes to death or whenever it comes to people transitioning over. Like, I know that you don't fully die. Like, I know that you just no longer in this vessel on earth, but your spirit is still alive. Your spirit is still able to connect to us while we're still here on earth. They're just in another dimension, place right now, also still trying to learn the things that they need to learn that they didn't learn here on earth, because I feel like earth is a place where we're actually able to break generational curses and be able to break past like sin and what lies and lust and like all those different type of things, you know, in life. But I don't know, I feel like I didn't grieve until I came back home. And I'm still am grieving, like to this day. Like Shanice said, I feel like we're just gonna always grieve. I just feel like it just starts to get a little easier. It's a journey. Of course, you're gonna have your waves. Like sometimes you have moments where you just randomly start crying, and those are the things where I'm trying to learn how to be more sensitive and more patient with myself, because I don't like to be vulnerable. I don't like to cry. I don't like to be in my mind or in my thoughts. Like it makes me angry, because it's like, why do I even have to feel this way in the first place? Like why do I even have to even be in this place of even thinking that I'm sad or feeling like I'm losing out, like I lost someone, and it sucks. Like it's like a sucky feeling, honestly and truthfully, and you just wish that you didn't have to feel that way. But it's a part of life, you know. God obviously needed them more than we did, which is kind of crazy to think about. But it's just like we never know what it is that them and God talked about, you know. Like only they know. So everything happens for a reason. It just sucks, honestly. I think that's the best way to put it. Like it just sucks sometimes. Like, and the one of the things that I have learned to help me through the grieving process is remembering like the happy moments, remembering just like them as a person and who they were as a person, you know. Like my uncle was a very loving person. Like he had a big heart, and he loved you no matter what you did. Girl, he didn't care. He didn't care. He didn't care what you did. He would love you to death do us part. I'll tell you that. And whether you was his blood or not his blood, like he loved his friends and just his family. He was just all of what love is supposed to be, and no judgment, just making sure you embrace who you are. Even if he may have his own insecurities within his own self, it was just like he made sure that other people didn't have those insecurities or feel how he felt or was thinking how he thinks of himself. And I don't know, it's sad, it really is. And it's just like I was more sad for my dad, honestly, than I was for anything, like for myself, because that's his brother. Like that's his second younger brother that he had to bury. Like that put pain in my heart. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. Like that really disturbed my whole aura, because it's just like, man, like he has to go through this again. Like first it was his younger brother, then it was his daughter, then another uncle, then somebody that raised him, and then now his younger brother. It's just all death around him. But I know, like we said, like with the friendships and all of that, it's always the camera had basically cut off whenever we was talking about family. And then we had transitioned into the relationship part, but y'all didn't be able to hear us whenever we started talking about the relationship part. But I was just saying how after burying my uncle, how we transitioned into, I think she needs to talk about our pictures. I don't know if it got our pictures on there. She was talking about Instagram and all of that, but I guess we don't necessarily have to go into that detail. But we were just talking about how after I came back from the funeral and after we grieved from that process, and after, you know, you learn, like what I was talking about, watching my dad bury his younger brother and just understanding like how that was just really hard for him, and it's just been a hard process. And I think we were talking about learning to love the ones that are physically here, learning to love the ones that do support you right now, today, even though you lost that person. Like you can never replace them, you can never replace that person, but it's always good to pay attention to the ones that are still here that you can still love on, you can still, that are physically still here breathing on earth. Is a little bit of what we were talking about on the family part. Did you have anything to say on the family part, or are you good on the family part?
I'm good on the family part.
Okay, because I think for the most part, Shanice already gave her input on the family part, and I did too. It just cut off transitioning to the relationship part, on the grief of it. And I did say a lot on relationships, and she did too. We were just talking about how a lot of times you start to blame yourself, and you start to feel like Shanice was saying, like, it's hard to walk away from a relationship whenever they're not dead. Like, they're still physically here on earth. Like, you have to like calculate yourself to no longer call them anymore, text them anymore, like do any of those things anymore. Like, you have to learn how to be alone again. That's what I was saying. Like, you have to be by yourself, and being by yourself is not always easy. This world we don't know how to be by ourselves. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, we feel like we be needing somebody now physically. Like, now currently where I'm at in my life, I'm okay with being alone. I'm okay with being by myself. Sometimes it is hard. I do have moments where I do wish that I did have like a partner. But going through my last relationship and grieving through that process, it's just like, I don't want just a partner. I don't want just somebody to just be here to just fill up a space. I want somebody that's actually going to love me how I'm supposed to be loved, treat me how I'm supposed to be treated, be there for me how I'm supposed to be there, how they're supposed to be there for me. Because like whenever we were talking about with relationships, like we for some odd reason think about all of the good things to make excuses to where we don't even have to go through the grieving process of leaving that person, even though we know we should. A lot of times we have signs, but we just don't. With my situation, it was just like the camera cut off, but I was talking about with mine and going through my grief process has been hard for me recently. Is because mine was mentally, physically, and emotionally. It was an abusive relationship, and so it wasn't always bad. And I noticed that with myself, like, I would always be like, well, Keaira, he did do this, and it was good on this end, and he made sure money didn't really come out your pocket. He made sure things was taken care of. Like, there wasn't anything much that you had to do, but mentally he didn't help. Like, mentally, if I was going through something, he wasn't able to be there to support me. He wasn't able to be there to help me through my hard times. And it was just like, I couldn't walk away from that situation. I didn't know how to walk away from that situation. And a lot of times whenever you see other people go through physical abuse or verbal abuse, it's just like, you be like, girl, just leave. And it's just like, it's not that simple, to be honest with y'all. Because you love that person, you care about that person, you know the ins and outs of why they're sad, why they may be angry, and you want to help them. You want to work things through, you want to try to help figure things out, and you got to put you first, y'all. Like, you got to love on you. And I think this was the first time ever where I was just like, not even think, I know this is the first time where I was saying that I was able to look at him in his eye and let him know, like, I'm not going to stop eating, I'm not going to stop doing my YouTube, and I'm not going to stop doing any of this, because he thought that I was going to do that because of my past history. And I was just like, no, because I know who I am now. Like, God has worked on me. God has brought you in my life for a reason. Unfortunately, he has to remove you out of it because I felt love bombed in that situation. You wasn't able to properly love me, and he realized that he wasn't able to properly love me, and he didn't deserve me, and he didn't treat me right. And it's unfortunate, to be honest. Like, it really is, because it's just like, you wish that things could be different, and I feel like that's a lot of reasons why we stay, because we wish it could be different, so we have that hope and that faith that it could. And it's just like, no, like, you can't stay and stuff like that. You can't be alone either. Like, never think you have to be alone going through that type of stuff. Like Shanice was saying, she was just saying, like, it's just, we want to touch on a little bit of it.
Yeah, so what I was saying is that everyone needs help. You do not feel bad about asking for help, because sometimes you just can't get out that environment yourself. what I was saying before is I made like an analogy, like you're sitting like in a circle full of fire.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to get out that fire ring by yourself, but if you can call your friend, your 911, someone to come and help you extinguish that fire around you. That is exactly like you're like mental health as well. So you just have all these things going around you. It's just hard to determine how to get out of that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
But you may feel bad. You don't want to talk to someone and feel like you're bringing them down with you.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
mm-hmm. But it's sometimes it's necessary. Mm-hmm. It's really necessary for someone to come help you because they may not even feel that way, that you're just bringing them down with you.
Mm-hmm.
Like me,
you're burdening them.
Yeah, you're burdening them. Mm-hmm. I don't feel that way.
Yeah.
I would feel worse if you just didn't feel comfortable telling me that. You think I'm going to judge you?
Mm-hmm.
No, like God don't judge.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the Bible not to judge.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't know. You just, my point is not to feel like you're a burden to someone, because I most definitely felt like I was a burden to some people, so I just kept a lot of stuff in. And it seems like even though like I'm trying to get better with that first situation, more stuff keeps adding on that I need to get over with. And it's just a big novel worth of stuff that I need to get over with. And I haven't got done with chapter 1 yet. Mm-hmm. And I'm on chapter 20 now.
Yeah.
So it's nice to take stuff off your palette, mm-hmm. One at a time before they build up and you just feel like you're just about to burst.
Yes, that's why it's always good to have somebody, like telling someone, because then they're able to separate themselves out of the situation and just help you find the solutions.
Right.
Like help you, ask you those hard questions, ask you those questions that you need to be asked in those moments, even if you may be irritated. Like I've learned that, like, it's just like not even necessarily irritated, but just kind of like
not want to answer the question.
Yeah, like you're not like, am I even ready to be honest with myself in this moment? Am I
mm-hmm.
even ready to even go that deep into my mind? Like, cause I've answered this question a lot of times in my head, but saying it out loud be something totally different. So it's just like I was saying earlier too, like she needs to help me through that process. She didn't know everything that was going on with that relationship, but she had an idea. Just like even with me calling her, and I was saying the story where it was an incident where she was involved in one of the incidents. This was one of the incidents where it was like the last straw. There was another one that happened after that, but we're not gonna get into that. But this one was like the last straw where I felt scared. Like I felt like, okay, like I can't do this. Like we can't do this. Like what the hell? Like what is going on? And I called Shanice, and then he was trying to take my phone away from me or whatever, and whenever he was trying to take my phone, but no, he actually didn't. No, he did take my phone away from me. Not gonna get into the details of what happened after he took the phone, but he took my phone away from me. And then some way, somehow, I was able to get it back. And after I think he calmed down, I was able to, I think I came in here and I grabbed it. And whenever I seen my phone, I started just crying. Like, I don't think I've ever cried like that, ever. I think the last time I cried like that was from losing somebody. That's the type. I was grieving, baby. I was grieving real hard. I was crying, boy. Mm-hmm. And whenever Shanice had called me back, I ignored her call. At first we thought that he had ignored it, but whenever I thought back into it, I ignored the call because my mind, when I got my phone and I realized, like, dang, I called Shanice. And in that moment, you know, whenever you call people, you realize in this moment, if this person comes over and if they know what's going on, you're going to have to fix it. You're going to have to do something, like, in that moment. And I was not ready. I'm going to be very honest with y'all. I was not ready to grieve and lose that person. Like, I wasn't ready to go through that process. I wasn't ready to face that because I just felt in my heart, like, we can work on this. It can get better. Like, he can change. Like, he wants to change. He keeps saying that he wants to change, but then it's just like the choices he keeps making is just like he's not really ready to fully change and be consistent with changing and being a better him. And so whenever she had called again, But after that, like, I think she had called multiple times, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you call that 4.
Yeah. Yeah, and I finally answered because I was in my mom, like, she gonna keep calling, bro. And if I don't answer, she may just pop up, shoot.
I was already on the way.
Yeah. And so whenever I answered it, like, she was like, are you okay, Keaira? And usually, like, I'm good at removing my tears real quick and just talking normal. But I couldn't, y'all. And it made me so angry because...
She said yes.
Yeah.
I said, I'm on my way.
Yeah. She was like, I was like, yeah. She was like, are you sure? And I was like...
Yeah, she just started crying.
I was bawling just thinking about it. I know I'm laughing, y'all, because it's not a funny situation. It's really not funny. But sometimes you gotta laugh through shit, like, to be quite honest with you. Because in that moment, y'all, like, I was hurting. Like, I was, like, so confused. I was just like, I was in disbelief. Like, I couldn't believe that it happened. It happened all so fast. And it was so crazy. And so, whenever she said, boy, she about 20 minutes away from me, she made it to my house in about 15, y'all. That was crazy. Like, she made it to my house 15 minutes. She asked me if I wanted to talk. I said no. She laid here. I laid there. We went to sleep. Woke up the next morning. And I think she went home. Yeah, she went home. And everything was cool after that. And, yeah, so it's just like, she just now, like yesterday, know about me saying the word out loud, like physical abuse, like verbal abuse. She never knew that it was that deep. She had an idea, I feel, but
I just didn't know. Man, hearing your friend, your best friend, go through that, that hurt me. That hurt me so bad. I kept it together.
Yeah, she was tearing up a little bit, y'all. I said, are you crying? Because I was curling her hair. I should have been vlogging. I wasn't vlogging fully, but that wasn't a moment to honestly vlog, to be real with you. That was a moment for me and her to have, and for me to be able to finally be comfortable with talking to her about it, because that wasn't something that was easy for me to say out loud. Because sometimes you think in your head, like, what if you go back? So it's like, I don't want to tell them too much because what if I go back? But then it's just like, a lot of times you need to tell people to help you not go back. Mm-hmm. Especially, like, if you really are at a place to walk away, like, for real. I love me, and I no longer can make the mistakes that I used to make anymore. I used to make a lot of excuses for people. I used to just accept things and just be like, no, they'll change, they'll get better, and then keep being in the situation, and then, boy, everything get worse. It'd be like, it gets so bad to the point where God be like, all right, since you want to play, I bet you your feelings gonna be so hurt you ain't gonna never want to talk to that person ever again. You be like, dang.
I know, it's so hard, because sometimes you go back to that person until you hate them, and that's not healthy.
Exactly. And it'd be like, dang, like, I could have just left peacefully, and not saying that we would have necessarily been cordial, but it's like, my story about you wouldn't be so dark, you know, like, it wouldn't be so just, like, hateful sometimes. But with this situation, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, like, I know that y'all hearing this out loud, the ones that love me and that care for me, like, y'all are gonna be angry, but I'm not gonna lie, like, I was angry at first, but now I'm more of like, I just wish that person nothing but the best, and just hope that they're able to find their way in their life, in their journey. I still have love for that person, you know, like, that's just me. That's just how I am. God has built unconditional love within me, and so that's just something that I'm always gonna do, because I just can't change that. I don't know. I can't just hate somebody and just like talk down on them, because I feel like that makes me no better. Because like Shanice said, God says don't judge nobody. That's his job. He'll do what he needs to do. You know what I'm saying? God will handle whatever he sees fit for that person, and whatever karma he sees fit, whether it's karma or no karma, whatever, God will do that. Mm-hmm. And it's not up for me to decide on what that is. And I feel like with me choosing to have that healthy mindset is why I continue with being blessed out of situations. And I'm just grateful, y'all. I'm grateful that I was able to choose myself. And like I said before the camera had cut off, like for the ones who feel like that you're not able to get out of it, like, no, you're not alone. Like me and Shanice said, it's important to talk to people. It's important to just even sometimes share what you went through, because you could help somebody. Like right now, I feel like I am helping someone understand that you're not alone. Don't feel shameful. Don't feel like embarrassed, because we went through things. It's okay. Like, it's life, bro.
They might have some insight to give to you that you didn't know that they had.
Yeah.
They may have went through the same scenario as you.
Mm-hmm. And the whole time you thinking that they gonna think differently of you, but they may have held in a secret that they've been holding in for years and was never able to talk about it. But since you were able to come forth and speak your truth on your story, it helps other people be more comfortable with speaking truth on the things that they went through. And I love that, because then that means healing. You know, healing is very important. And with us talking about grief, you have to heal. You have to want to heal through the grief, because it's hard. Healing is hard. Healing and finding peaceful ways of looking at the best out of losing someone, it's not easy, you know, because it's just like, you wish that you didn't even have to go through that. You wish that they didn't even have to leave. You pissed off that you feel like God took them away. And it's just like finding the little things that remind you of something that they would say. Like Shanice said, like, she be saying the most funniest stories. Her daddy was funny, bro. Like, and he's still funny to this day, because by her speaking about him, she still speaks life into who he was whenever he was here. And it's just like, he's able to have people say good things about him, you know? Like, some people pass on this earth or even lose a relationship, and there's nothing good you can even say about that person. Mm-hmm. So it's just like, share, talk, just a therapist, your best friend, your mom, your dad, your sisters, whatever, your brother, whoever. Just make sure that person is level-headed. Like I said earlier, like, don't just call anybody to try to help you go through certain things, because some people are just not there. Some people will make it worse. Some people
is just there just to have a laugh.
Yeah, to have a laugh or to talk about you. Mm-hmm. You think that they there for you. Like I was saying earlier, like, as we go through losing friends, whenever we talk about losing friends, now I understand what a real friend is, you know? As you go through losing family members, a lot of times, sometimes you see who your really real family is in the midst of you losing certain people, you know? Like, people change, and you start to see the real within someone whenever you're going through things in life. And it's just like, even with losing a relationship, it's just like, what did you even really lose it? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it even really good for you? Did it even help you grow? Like, relationships are to help you become a better you. Did that person help you become a better you? If they help you become a better you by you leaving them, then you didn't lose anything. You learned something for sure. It's of course gonna feel like a loss, but once you start to come out of it, you realize that you was the gem at the end of the day. Like Shanice said, you the diamond. You know what I'm saying? You make diamonds by pressure. We come with a lot of pressure, and that's what it is. Like, you may feel like your boundaries is too much. It's not, baby girl. It ain't. Never was. If they can't live up to that boundary, remove. Whether it's a family, your friend, your boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever, remove it. Because if somebody's not able to be there for you in a moment where you're down, they're not gonna, and they're only there whenever you're up. No, I'm good on you, because I need you to be there. I need people in my life that's able to be there for me whenever I'm not feeling okay and whenever I am feeling okay. So yeah, just love you. Like, out of all of this, like, find things to help you go through the process. Mm-hmm. It's not going to be an easy process, but you can get through it. Like me and Shanice. Like Shanice, with losing her dad at one point in 2023 going into 2025, she may not have never thought that she would be where she's at right now, but she is, you know? And that's the beauty within it. Like, my friend thriving, doing all the things that, like we talked about sometimes, like it'd be hard, because it's just like, dang, you wish that person was there while you're accomplishing these big goals and these dreams that you're doing. But a lot of time, what we fail to realize is that they are. They're just not physically here. But baby, a lot of times they the reasons why we even receiving the blessings and receiving all the things that we put on our vision boards, because now they have more than enough time to help us push through, in a most beautiful way from a spiritual standpoint. Like, they can move so many mountains not being here on earth, and it's a beauty within it. It's sad sometimes, it definitely is, but it's so beautiful, because it's just like, wow, like whenever I reach something, it was like, y'all was up there working with God, y'all was telling God about my name, telling him that I deserve this, you know what I'm saying, like being my biggest cheerleader even without being here, and it's just, I don't know. Anything you want to say on that at all? You agree?
Yeah, I agree.
but that's the end of this video. Before we end it though, I'm gonna pull a card like I always do. Oh, this one's a throat chakra. So it says the fifth chakra is your throat chakra. So it says truthfulness. So it says, I am truthful and honest with myself. I aim to overcome any fears about speaking my truth, and I speak in a loving, considerate way. My personal empowerment comes from telling the truth and letting others know who I am. Others will be positively uplifted when they hear my truth, and I take care not to exaggerate in order to impress them. Amen. I am careful not to let my mind mislead me, and in turn others. I avoid gossiping and speaking negatively of others. That is crazy.
That goes exactly to what we was talking about
in the very beginning, whenever we was talking about friendships, y'all. That is crazy. That is crazy. We was literally talking about how that's not how our friendship is, on like gossiping about people and just being negative Nancy's. Mm-hmm. That is what's up, y'all.
Because we're very much silly.
Very much so. Yes. This is very true.
Because that's what she said, master.
Oh yeah, I scared the heck out of her. But I really hope y'all enjoyed this video. I appreciate y'all for allowing me to be transparent on this channel and y'all listening to me, and I'm grateful that I'm able to be a voice for the ones that may not say that I am, but I appreciate you. I love you. We family, like I always say, and I hope y'all have an amazing day and continue with doing with the things that you love and loving the things that you do, okay? Doing the things that you love and loving the things that you do. And check on your strong friends. Check on them, please. Check on the people you love, y'all, because we all are going through grieving times in life, and we need a checkup on. Sometimes people don't know how to reach out and tell you that they're not feeling okay. So like Shani said, sometimes it's good to just reach out to that person. A lot of times if your family getting distant, hey, check on them, bro. If they not acting how they normally usually act, check on them. If your friend they tipper a little quicker than usual, ask them, how you doing? You all right? Did something happen? Ask. Questions are important. Like, some people be saying that they be irritated that somebody asks them how they doing, but in reality, bro, they be making their day, because it's like that person actually really cares. So don't think that you being overbearing or anything like that. It helps, especially coming from me with the situations that I'm currently dealing with and currently going through right now. It helps having somebody like Shanice coming over, helping me declutter my whole damn house to where I can breathe again, to where I don't be reminded of certain scenes within my house. So it's just like, I'm grateful, I'm grateful that I'm able to breathe. I'm grateful that I was able to have a peaceful transition out of that situation. And I pray that God helps you have a peaceful transition out of yours as well. But I love you guys, and peace, love, blessings. Bye, guys.